Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, I work hard, but I'm still stuck? You're not alone. A lot of people feel like they're putting in effort, but not seeing results when it comes to their finances. They wonder where their money goes, why they're always behind, and why nothing seems to change no matter how much they try. But the truth is, most money problems don't come from a lack of effort. They come from a lack of daily habits. They drift through their financial life without routine, without structure, and without knowing where their money is actually going. But if you start doing just one daily action and stay consistent, it's nearly impossible to stay poor. And no, this isn't about skipping coffee or budgeting down to the last penny. It's something bigger than that, something that creates discipline, awareness, and long-term control. The first habit that makes a massive difference is simply checking your money daily. This means opening your banking app and looking at your account balance. That's it. No spreadsheets, no deep budgeting sessions, just awareness. When you check your balance daily, you stay connected to your money. You notice when your spending is going up. You see when your balance is dropping faster than expected. It keeps your decisions grounded in reality. If you ignore your money, it's easy to lose control. But when you see the numbers every day, it helps you make better choices without needing reminders or lectures. The second thing that helps is reviewing your transactions briefly. Not every detail, not every receipt. Just a quick glance at where your money went yesterday. Maybe you grabbed fast food twice in one day. Maybe you bought something you don't even remember. These small things are easy to miss if you don't look. But once you do, you catch patterns. You begin to notice the unnecessary stuff and you naturally start adjusting. Not because someone told you to, but because it starts making sense. Another helpful routine is assigning your money a purpose. Every time money comes in, whether it's your salary, a refund, or a side hustle payout, give it a job. You can say, this part is for rent, this part is for groceries, this goes into savings, and this pays a bill. When your money has a plan, it doesn't disappear as easily. It doesn't sit there waiting to be spent on whatever pops up. You stay in control. You know where it's going and why. One of the most powerful habits, and probably the simplest, is saving daily. It doesn't need to be a huge amount. Even saving $1 or $5 every day trains you to keep some of what you earn. It's not about how much, it's about building the habit. When saving becomes automatic, you stop relying on willpower, you just do it. And the results start adding up before you even realize it. Over time, these small daily deposits create a cushion, a buffer, something most people wish they had when things go wrong. Another daily shift that helps is asking yourself one question about your money. Something like, do I really need to spend this today? Or, is this helping me reach my goal? This tiny habit builds awareness. You stop acting on impulse and start making choices that align with where you want to be financially. You don't have to overthink it. Just one small check-in a day keeps you focused on progress instead of drifting. Avoiding unnecessary spending triggers is also part of staying consistent. You don't need to delete every app or never go shopping again. But you do need to be honest about what tempts you. If certain things cause you to spend money you later regret, reduce your exposure to them. That could mean unsubscribing from promotional emails, staying off shopping websites, or even just walking a different route to avoid passing a store you tend to walk into without thinking. Cooking at home more often is another habit that directly affects your money. You'd be surprised how quickly food expenses add up when you eat out multiple times a week. Cooking doesn't have to be fancy or time-consuming. Even simple meals save you money and help you stay within budget. The more often you prepare meals at home, the more money you keep without feeling like you're sacrificing much. Something else you can do daily is track what you earn. This might seem obvious, but many people don't actually know their true monthly income, especially if it comes from multiple sources. Writing it down, even in a notes app, helps you see the full picture. You start to realize which income streams are working and which ones aren't worth your time. You also notice when there's potential to grow your earnings by just tweaking a few things. Keeping a short-term goal in front of you also makes a difference. Not a long, complicated financial plan. Just a basic goal you can refer to each day. Maybe you want to save $100 by the end of the month. Maybe you want to cut your spending on delivery apps. Keeping one goal in your mind helps you stay focused. And when that goal is specific and short-term, it feels more achievable. You're not thinking about retirement in 30 years. You're thinking about something real you can reach in the next few weeks. Now, let's be honest. No one sticks to these habits perfectly. Some days you'll forget. Some days you'll overspend. That's normal. What matters is consistency over time. If you keep showing up and practicing these small habits more often than not, the results will follow. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. Here's an example of how small daily changes add up. Let's say you save $5 every day. That's $150 a month. In 1 year, that's $1,800. Over 5 years, it's $9,000. That's before you even think about interest or investments. And it doesn't include the money you saved from not eating out or cutting a subscription. It's just small savings adding up. It's simple math, but it works. Most people think they need to make more money to fix their situation. And sometimes that's true. But in many cases, the problem isn't income, it's management. You can't build wealth if you're spending without thinking, saving inconsistently, and never tracking your progress. But once you take control of the basics, once you check in every day, your money starts working for you instead of disappearing. Daily attention creates stability. It creates options. And eventually, it creates freedom. The reason this works is because it shifts your mindset from reacting to planning. You stop waiting for your paycheck to hit just to get by. You start planning what you'll do with it when it comes in. That's a small shift, but it changes everything. If you're feeling overwhelmed with your finances, don't start with a full budget overhaul or a complicated spreadsheet. Start by doing one thing today. Look at your balance. Move $5 into savings. Ask yourself if that purchase you're about to make is necessary. That's it. Start there, then repeat it tomorrow. The more days you do it, the easier it becomes. And the easier it becomes, the faster you see change. This is how people improve their situation. Not by luck, not by waiting for the perfect opportunity, but by managing the money they already have. One day at a time. If you do that, it becomes harder to fall behind. Because you're no longer spending without thinking. You're no longer unsure. You're no longer waiting. You're taking small, steady steps. And it doesn't need to feel big. Just consistent. Quiet progress is still progress. Over time, these small daily actions start to shift how you handle money. Not all at once, but steadily. And that's what makes it sustainable. You don't need to have everything figured out to start making better choices. You don't need to earn a certain amount to build discipline. It begins with attention, with awareness, and with doing what you can from where you are. Some days will be off. Some habits might take time. That's normal. What matters is that you don't drift. You stay involved. You keep showing up, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. Eventually, these small routines become normal. They don't feel like effort anymore. They become part of how you operate. And from there, everything else becomes easier to manage. Bills feel less stressful. Saving feels more natural. And even if your income doesn't change right away, your control over it does. That's what makes the difference. And the more you stay consistent, the more confidence you build. You begin to trust yourself with money. You start making decisions that actually support your future. Instead of reacting to the moment, you stop guessing and start knowing where your money is going, knowing what your priorities are, knowing that your effort is building something steady. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Built in a way that works for your life, your income, and your responsibilities. That's what real progress looks like. Not flashy changes, but quiet improvement that holds up over time.